Republican Senator from Utah, Mike Lee, joins me now. He sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee and is the author of our Lost Declaration, America's Fight Against Tyranny, from King George to the Deep State. Senator, so good to see you. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you, Trace.
Is it so bad to show off our accomplishments on 4th of July? Is it so bad to show off our pride on this day?
No, not at all. I mean, look, tanks are great. And if we want to clap for some tanks as they come by before we light up the grills and watch fireworks, that's fine. Look, what these people are needing to come to terms with is the fact that this president, President Donald J. Trump, has been more respectful of his power as commander-in-chief and more careful about using it than any president in our lifetimes. And I think they're freaking out about that, and that's part of why they're mad about this. This isn't a problem. This is celebrating our country and our armed services who protect us.
I want to play this part of this op-ed for you. It was a video op-ed in the New York Times, and it was titled, "Please Stop Telling Me America is Great." I'm going to play this and get your response. Watch.
While a bit of patriotism is great, jingoism is dangerous, especially when it's built on old or fake news. So as we gear up for another election season where politicians tell us America is great, or that it isn't, and then proceed to make it worse, let's try a more truthful approach. America may once have been the greatest, but today, America, we're just okay.
And, Senator, we played you 28 seconds, and that was a much longer piece. It goes into saying how America is really more impoverished than countries like Latvia and Lithuania and Mexico, saying how our health care is worse. A lot of the claims critics say are absolutely preposterous. Your take on that New York Times piece?
That's absolute nonsense. That is exactly why we need to be celebrating things like our Declaration of Independence as we approach the 4th of July. This is one of the reasons why I wrote our Lost Declaration, is to remind the American people of what Frederick Douglass referred to as the saving principles in the Declaration of Independence. Those principles that he said we should stand by and defend in all times, at all places. That's exactly what we need to be doing, rather than engaging in this progressive, self-loathing criticism that's exemplified by that piece.
Yeah, and you mentioned it there. I mean, you talk about Frederick Douglass and you talk about progressives, and a lot of critics are saying this kind of goes with that progressive narrative which says that America is racist and America is oppressive and it's really, you know, built for the rich.
Yeah, I find that absolutely appalling. And as I explain in our Lost Declaration, this is a system that recognizes the dignity of the immortal human soul, that has brought more people out of poverty and into freedom than any other system in the world. So we shouldn't be engaging in this self-flagellating behavior. We should be celebrating who we are. And who we are is great, not because of who we are inherently, but because of the things we do. Freedom is a choice. It's one that we have made deliberately, repeatedly, as a people. That's what we ought to be celebrating on the 4th of July.
And is there a school of thought, Senator, that says, look, there's a reason that you know, 95% of the countries in the world, people are not crossing deserts to get to. People are not risking their lives to get to. And if America is so bad, why is it that people want to get in here and live the American dream that apparently, according to some, doesn't really exist?
They're not crossing deserts to get to Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, not crossing deserts to get to Mexico, to stay in Mexico. There are a number of reasons for this, in part because the laws of those countries are not very permissive or welcoming to immigrants like ours are. And part of it is that we have been successful because of the fact that we respect the rights of the individual. These are the things that we need to be celebrating.
Yeah, and there's an argument that says, look, if you look at America, I mean, parades are part of our fabric. You know, we had parades for military members. We have parades for World Series champions. It's kind of who we are. And on 4th of July, what's wrong with a good old-fashioned parade, whatever it includes?
No, that's right. I mean, look, we devote substantial resources as a country to developing this technology and to producing this equipment to help protect us and make us safe. If we want to showcase it now and then, there's no harm in that. And, you know, look, if all we display are large inflatable Rocky and Bullwinkles or SpongeBob SquarePants replicas, then perhaps people around the world will get the wrong idea. That's why I don't think this is a bad idea. I think it's a good one.
Yeah. Senator Mike Lee, good to see you, sir. Happy 4th of July to you and your family.
Thank you. Same to you and yours.